Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's topic is about love and can women really love unconditionally, or is their love always conditional? Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let's get into today's video.
As a man, no woman other than your mother is gonna love you unconditionally. That is what Andrew talks about. That's what the red pill space talks about. As a man, how do you get a woman to love you? How do you get society to respect you? You literally need to become. So you have to make money. It's not all about money, but it's about status. It's always about status.
Only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. Women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something.
Women don't love unconditionally, they love under conditions. And that really upset me because I was like, my ex cheated on me and I still loved him and chose to stay. He's like, but you eventually left.
Well, yeah. You can only take so much. You're human.
Right. And he's like, but you left on a condition. And I'm like, if that condition is considered emotional abuse, absolutely, I think every woman should leave.
If a guy lost his job, if he had absolutely nothing for 5, 6, 10 years, you will get tired of it sooner or later. And that unconditional love would be gone real quick. Y'all gotta understand, there's conditionalities on your love for a reason, because y'all have always had to sacrifice yourself for the kids, and if anything ever happened, you needed to drop that guy to sacrifice for your family. A man unconditionally loves the woman. It's never the woman that's ever unconditionally loved the man. A man will love you to the point where he's gonna off himself after the marriage. That's why it's 9 times the rate after a divorce for a man to kill himself.
Here's a hot take for you. Unconditional love is totally unrealistic in adult relationships. It implies that we can act in any way we want to, and the people around them should continue to love and nurture us. That's not fair to the people around you. What we can do is offer unconditional positive regard. This is when we don't necessarily agree with all the actions they do, but we can still support them and accept them as human beings. It's the belief that humans are capable of change and improving themselves. This doesn't mean we automatically forgive them for the hurt they've caused, but we don't dismiss their humanity because of it.
When you don't grow up with like unconditional love, which most of us didn't, because it's hard to be a parent, right? You develop in one of 2 ways. You either become anxious, which means you seek it out more heavily, harder. If you've ever been with a partner who's like,
my partner.
Text me when you're here, like, why are you talking to other people? You're not talking to me enough. Or
attention,
you respond and you become avoidant, which is, I don't actually need this. And I've learned to deal with not having that love and support by convincing myself I didn't need it in the first place.
Oh my God, that is so interesting.
Fun fact, anxious and avoidant people usually end up together.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You just described my 6-year relationship.
Yeah.
95% of women are in a relationship for security, and a man is in a relationship for love.
So you think men?
What am I here for if all I'm getting is what you're saying you're giving me?
Which is the love.
What am I getting? So what am I here for? You name it.
It gotta be love because there's nothing else that's coming.
Thank you.
I don't believe that though.
That's the fucked up part about it. That's a part about being delusional as a woman.
Yeah, you're right. Because you're not really getting nothing else. And if a man is really there, it's gotta be because he loves you.
That's why I say men love unconditionally, women love conditionally.
Can I say something? Yeah, I'm gonna take it a step further. Not only is all love conditional, the example that I gave of, for example, let's say the girl loving her narcissistic boyfriend who's like the DMs that I received, right? Even that love that she's claiming is unconditional is conditional. Do you know what it's conditioned on? Feeding her insecurity and her trauma.
Of course.
That is conditional. Do you get what I'm saying? I love this narcissistic person so much because they're feeding my pain body. That is a conditional love.
Women can say stupid, like unconditional love. There's no such thing as unconditional love. Everything is loved under a condition. The closest thing you're going to get to unconditional love is maybe a dog or a child. But if they piss you off to a degree, that love has its limit, right? Like, there's always conditions to everything. Every agreement in life, every relationship in life, every love in life, it's always conditional to some degree. Maybe some conditions might be less than others, but regardless, everything is conditional to a degree. There's no such thing as unconditional love. That's a lie. I would argue, if anything, men love women harder than women love men. Women, hold on, let me tell you why. Because here's the difference between men and women. Women love men opportunistically for what men can provide for them. You don't even give a guy a chance unless he meets a bunch of requirements for you.
False.
Yeah.
What I think with women, I think women's only condition, I think women have one condition to unconditionally love you, and it's just stability. The reason why we say that women love a financially secure man is because, bro, it's like financial stability. What women really want, bro, is like emotional stability. That's number one. But it's like, do you make your woman feel safe? That's why it's hard as a man to be with a woman if you can't provide for her, because it adds to her safety. You know, when something hits the fan, do you have the resources to keep your woman safe? But really, women crave just stability, you know, emotional stability. First and foremost, can I trust you?
Very good question. I'm about to unleash a very unpopular opinion, and I'm sure I'm going to get absolutely roasted for this, but this is my opinion. I do not think it is possible for a romantic couple to have unconditional love for each other. There's always a condition to that love. For example, if I had a significant other, boyfriend, husband, whatever, and they left me for another partner, I would not have that same love for them anymore. That's over. That's a no for me. If my son leaves me for another woman, I'm paying the bar tab and for the rehearsal dinner. So, like, that's the unconditional love, where a romantic relationship is a romantic love. It's, you can have deep love for that person and you can love them forever, but you won't have that unconditional type love with them forever if they wrong you in enough ways.
Here's why women will never love you in a relationship. The only thing that she will love is how you make her feel, and specifically the pull that you now have on her emotions. Let me explain. You have to understand this. Women will not be loyal to you. Women are loyal to their own emotions, because constantly what she is asking herself 24/7 is, does this man satisfy hypergamy? Is this man stronger than the rest? Is this man more captivating than the rest? And specifically, is this guy socially popular, and does he have high enough social status where he qualifies to be with me? These are the subconscious questions that will be floating around in her mind, and here's why. What this comes down to is identity. She wants to associate you with someone or something. So when she looks at you, she wants to be able to say, yes, I am with the personal trainer. Yes, I am dating the professor. Yes, I am dating the therapist. Yes, I am dating that high-level CEO. When she can identify your character and your identity as someone or something, you appear to be higher status, and now what will appear like love to you is actually just you satisfying hypergamy over her emotions.
I feel like unconditional love should not exist except for between a parent and a child.
I couldn't agree more. And I think the reason why I truly believe that is because when somebody hears ride or die or I love you unconditionally, for the people who are like this, it seems to make them think they could put people through the ringer. Like, I've watched men and women both do this. They'll watch the person do everything for them, help them out, whatever. They'll be cheating. They'll be lying. They won't be coming home at night. You know, they'll withhold affection, not talk to their partner. And it's like, dude, you see that person literally begging for your attention, wanting you, trying with you, and you do the total opposite. And I do believe that there's some people out here who love with their whole heart and soul, but I don't think everybody loves like that. And I think a lot of people are really broken and don't want to heal and have a lot of trust issues. So how are you going to love somebody like that? So I personally feel like love should be conditional, because I'm not staying through cheating and abuse. You wish.
You got a lot of problems, don't you?
Women in particular do not know what love is. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, you agree with what I'm saying. Okay. Why do you think that?
Because love is sacrifice.
Ooh, okay.
Love is not a fleeting emotion.
Oh my goodness. Okay, keep going, keep going.
I think a lot of people get it confused when they say, oh, I love you, but don't know that love comes with a type of commitment that you will lay your life down for somebody. The type of love that now I'm here to serve you. My servanthood is in my character, and this is how I show that I love you, because I will sacrifice my time. I will sacrifice certain things that, you know, people would crave access for, but you don't even gotta worry about that, because I'm gonna make sure that it don't even have to cross your mind. I'm gonna make sure that it's my time and my presence are front and foremost for you. This is what I'm here to do. Because at the end of the day, I do believe that one thing that the devil hates the most is a type of covenant that is between you, your spouse, and God. And for me to withhold any of that love, that sacrifice, and that commitment back from my spouse, that's cheating both you and God.
The sad truth is that love will never be enough to save your relationship, at least not the way today's culture has defined it. Frankly, I don't even care that you love each other. Anyone with a pulse in their brain can fall in love. But I had to learn the hard way that love doesn't sustain a relationship. Connection and intimacy and safety and trust do. And those require a lot more than just love, don't they? That's great that you love each other. Here's a better question. Do you respect each other? Does your partner feel respected and valued? Do you even care anymore? Do you work to appreciate each other? Do you serve each other mutually? Can you take accountability when you mess up? Can you repair conflicts together? Can you listen when they say you accidentally hurt them? Can you be vulnerable? Are you a safe place for them to be vulnerable and honest about what they need to feel valued? Because love's not going to be enough. How you love each other is what's going to make the difference. And for those of you who are married, saying I do doesn't mean you can. It just means you want to. And unfortunately, relationship success has nothing to do with your intentions. It has everything to do with humility and putting aside your ego and becoming a team together where each of you cares how the other feels loved, valued, and prioritized.
You truly love somebody. Truly. Here's the thing about love. Love is unconditional. That's the first thing I want to say.
Is it really?
Love is unconditional. If it's conditions on it, it ain't love. It's a contract. And that's okay if both of you agree on those terms. She may agree. We have a pleasure contract. We got an economic contract where you're going to take care of me. And as long as you take care of me, I'm going to be your woman. The Puff Daddy arrangement. You feel me? That works for some people. No, you have women like that. You have men like that. Right. I'm going to floss you up. And as long as I floss you up, you're going to be loyal to me. But that's a contract. That's not love. Contracts are different from love. Why? Contracts are conditional. Right. Love is unconditional. If I love my queen, what if she comes home one day and say, hey, baby, I don't want to work this. I don't want to be a lawyer no more. But if I only married her because I like the way her law degree looks on Dr. Umar in public, you see how this goes? She's changing. But if I love her, okay, baby, that's what you don't want to do. You want to go into something else? Let's do it. Love is, when you love somebody, you are 100% unapologetically and unconditionally committed to that person's best interest, even if it is to your loss.
Can't convince me that men don't love more purely and more unconditional. Let me explain. Women can come into a relationship and have literally nothing. They can work a part-time job. They can be making minimum wage. They could have no money in their bank account. Some women can even be in debt, and men will still accept them for exactly who they are, because these men are looking for partnerships and wives. Also, men will accept women's psychotic breaks. Men will accept the irrational behavior. They will tolerate so much disrespect. It can be dragged. Men that truly love women will let their women put them through the ringer, and they still won't leave. They love these women for exactly who they are, and even if she wants to change her career or go to nursing school, 9 times out of 10, he's gonna help her and fund that and support her. Whether she's dressed up or she's dressed down, there's nothing about her that he doesn't love, because he fell in love with her for exactly who she is. But women, on the other hand, have a laundry list of expectations and standards that change based on the men that they're with, and then it changes even more once the men meet those requirements or those expectations, because they are expecting these men to fill the unhappy void that's basically unfillable, because it's something that she has to do within herself. Women love with conditions. They don't love purely, and it's conditional based on what he can give her. And that's why you hear so many women leave after men lose their jobs. Women expect their men to always...
Look, guys, stop chasing this fantasy of unconditional love. Love should have standards. Love should have boundaries. And if someone's love for you has no conditions at all, you should be asking yourself, do they really value themselves, or are they just afraid to let go? Put your thoughts down below if you think it's possible to love unconditionally, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next one.